What's up, guys? John Hal here. Hope you guys are doing well. Just finished off a gym workout, and now I'm walking along the river. Yeah, and I thought I'd do this quick video for you guys. It's just something that's on my mind, and I want to share with you guys. You know, like, I'm no better than you, and you know, and I make mistakes as well too, and you know, and we're all on the same journey. You know what I mean? I have made trading my obsession for the last close to 15 years now. Trading has been my obsession, and the thing that I want to talk about when it comes to that is, you know, is goal setting and stuff like that. And it's like, isn't it so when we think about our life in, I'm gonna get, what's that word? What's the word? Something. I'm gonna get something on you right now. But isn't it interesting, guys, that when we, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because if we, obviously setting goals, right? Setting goals in all areas of our life is really, really important, isn't it? Like, obviously we need to have goals, and we need to strive for goals, and we need to work hard for goals. And that's true, right? That is true. But one thing that, isn't it, it's counterintuitive, really, is it? Because when you set a goal, you start to work hard, and start to work hard, and start to work hard. And there's this delicate balance of working hard, but also allowing things to happen. Make sense? So what I'm talking about here is like setting goals with trading. Because if you do the active thing with trading, you blow yourself up out of the water. You know what I mean? Got the t-shirt for that many a times. So the most people who've blown their account up when it comes to trading, I think I've got the t-shirt for that. Don't worry, I'm good now. I'm learning not to blow my account up anymore. I'm learning when I do go through a rough patch, I stop myself, and so I don't blow my account up. I keep going. But one thing I want to talk about is goal setting, because I've been thinking about that in my life. It's like, obviously I have goals, and we all have, and if you don't have goals, then what are they? But one thing I want you to sort of, when it comes to goal setting, is take the pressure off. Take the pressure off. So, for example, where would you, and what I mean by that is, instead of saying this is what I'd like to be doing, this is what I'd like to be earning, just say to yourself, come Christmas this year, if you could do X amount of dollars from trading, then what would that be? Now, don't be crazy and say, well, you know what, John, I would like to earn $1 million a year from trading. Yeah, but let's not go there. You know what I mean? Oh, John, I'd like to earn $500,000. Yeah, I know that's what you'd like to do, but if you could comfortably make a monthly income from trading that allowed you to stop work and allowed you to be a bit more freer, how much would that be, really? And I'll tell you right now, it's not $1 million a year. It's not $500,000 a year. You know what I mean? $500,000 a year is $10,000 a week, by the way. $10,000 per week, $40,000 per month, which, by the way, is very, very achievable in the markets. But when we're and I've got flies all over me now, because I've been sweating like a bitch, and they've been attaching to my sweat. But think about, where would you like to be, and then set that motion backwards. So work backwards instead of working forwards. Work backwards. And what I mean by that is, set that goal. So, okay, just say, for example, it's you know what, John, it's $5,000 a month. If I could do $5,000 a month on average, then I'd be good to go. Like, I'd be so happy with that. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to work backwards from that. Okay, in order for you to make $5,000 per month by the end of this year, so by Christmas this year, and if that's your, let me go sit down here. Look at the beautiful lake there. If that was your goal, then you need to say, okay, firstly, look at it as firstly, what is your trading? Firstly, do you have a trading plan, a trading setup? And if you don't, right, we need to start there. If you're absolutely serious about making money from markets consistently, we need to start there. If you don't have a trading setup that you're trading every time, or are you one of these traders that is just trading whenever you feel like it? Well, I think this is a good trade right now, so I'm going to go short. Well, I think this is a good trade right now, I'm going to go long. Oh, look, I'm going short now because it's a double top. Oh, no, I'm going long because it's the double bottom. Oh, no, I'm buying now because it's the breakout. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, that's not good enough. What we need is a precise plan every single time of getting in and getting out of the markets. A precise plan. Not just based on a double top or something like that in the markets. Make sense? And so what first thing you need is, do you have an exact plan of when you're getting in? What does the setup look like? What does the entry bar look like? When do you enter? And so on and so forth, right? So that's where you need to start. So if you want to make regular income by the end of this year and you're serious about it, that's the place to start. Because as you know, there is no consistency of taking something that you think is a good idea. Because I guarantee you, every time you think something is a good idea, it's always the opposite in the markets. Because generally what we think is coming from a news outlet or a video or anything like that. Make sense? And so that's the place to start. The most successful traders on this planet, traders we're talking, not investors. Investors are a completely different kettle of fish, but we're talking traders here. And my mentor, he just crushes it. I've learned so much from him, and my other mentors will too. They have a precise chart pattern and an entry bar they're looking to get out. Now, whether it's a 1 minute chart, a 2 minute chart, a 5 minute chart, hourly chart, daily chart, it doesn't matter. They know exactly what they're looking for. And guess what they both have common? One of my mentors turned, one of my mentors turned $5,000 to $10,000 into $3 million in 5 years. How did he do that? He stuck to the same plan. That's how he did it. And I know that's bloody hard, right? Because we're so active. It's like, oh, I haven't had a trade for a week or 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. And that's the thing that stops us, right? Guess what? My other mentor, he makes $3 to $5 million per year. Guess what? He has one plan. He trades 1 minute chart, but he knows his setup and he knows his entry bar. Remember, this what goes into a trading plan. There's a couple of different things that goes into a trading plan, right? One, what is the setup? What is the setup that you're looking for? What is the chart pattern you're looking for? Then also, what is the entry bar off that pattern you're looking for? When is confirmation for you? Then also, how much are you risking per trade? Make sense? Look at that there. Isn't that gorgeous? And look at that over there. So that is what we, and then from that, overall, what is your success rate? As like for me, I know my success rate. Well, what I've learned from my mentor and my trading, if I wait for my A style setups, which are very, I have a trading setup and a trading plan. Once that trading plan is met, I have an A style setup with that trading plan. Means the A style setup, it's very clean, very clear, very smooth flowing chart. Those A style setups, guess what? They get a 90% success rate. They crush it, absolutely crush it right now. But then I have a B style setup where the setup is still there, but it's a very messy setup. Now I know it's very hard to explain, but it's a very messy setup. They're the B style setups. They get probably around 70 to 80% success rate. So, do you know your numbers? And then work your way back there. Work yourself way back from there. And then say, okay, on average, and then start to be realistic with yourself. If you're looking to do this by the end of this year, start to be realistic with yourself. How many trades on average per month would you get? Trading the way that you trade. Now, by the way, consistency is key. You need to be able to trade the exact same time every single time. Not just, I'll trade whenever I feel like and stuff like that. No, professional traders trade the market when it's consistency, right? Consistency in the markets. So now you guys like, okay, how many trades on average per month do I get with my plan? And then now you need to say, okay, now I need X amount of dollars in my account to risk X amount of dollars per trade. And out of that, I'm going to get on average of 1 trade per week. And out of that, I'm going to get a 70% win-loss rate. You see what I'm saying there? You start the number crunch it all the way down to that there. And that's how you start to really step out what it is. And then once you get that plan, once you've got all these numbers in your mind, you know what to do to move forward. That's how my mentor's been trading for 22 years. He did something crazy about 5 years ago and blew himself out of the water. Half it was he broke up his girlfriend broke up with him, but then the other half, the broker went underwater, lost all his money. He had to go back and start to do some work basically. But guess what? About 4 years ago, he started back with a small account, $5,000 account, and just kept growing it and growing it and growing it from there. Guess what? Here he is 3 or 4 years later, doing $200,000 to $250,000 per month from trading. What strategy does he trade, John? You know what I mean? It's like, that's the strategy that I trade. It's not the strategy, right? Because every strategy has a win-loss ratio. What is more important than the strategy? Your discipline. If I told you a strategy that gets you a 90% win-loss ratio, would you be disciplined enough to wait for those trades? If that means sometimes you have no trade for a whole week, sometimes for a whole 2 weeks, would you wait for that setup? Would you be patient for that setup? That's what I'm talking about when it comes to discipline, right? So, that's what I want to talk about, guys, in this video, is about setting goals and moving forward and stepping it back from there. It's okay, and then start to build it from there, right? Because if you can say, make $5,000 per month on average, and you can get to that point, as an example, by the end of this year, what can you do 12 months from there? There's no reason why you can't be doing $200,000-$300,000 per month. You know what I mean? Because it's the exact same amount of setups. It's the exact same amount of trade. And once you know the exact same amount of trades, or the exact same trades, and you know you win those ratio and you're very confident, trust me, you'll do whatever you can to get money in the account. I remember when I first started trading, and it clicked for me, like, oh my goodness, this works. My wife hated me. I started selling furniture. I started selling stuff in the garage. I just started selling everything I could to get money in the account. Why? Because I knew it worked. And then once I traded it, then boom, 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 it went from there. Make sense? So, anyway, guys, here's a little update for you guys. Here's a little thing, something to help you guys out when looking at the markets and looking at trading, and how do you move yourself forward in a realistic way, and then start to build your foundation now. And how do you build your foundation? So potentially, if you want to do $1 million a year, $2 million a year, $5 million a year, how do you actually eventually get to there? But what is the foundational stuff? That's what we talked about in this video. I'll speak to you soon.